Let them check each other.
There's mutual mistrust from even parties who participate in the election as to whether an independent, fair, free, verifiable election outcome can be projected in Kenya. But what does IEBC, in your view, needs to be given to hold a free election?
First of all, the standard of elections in Kenya is no longer free and fair. The standard is tamper-proof. If you read Article 86, Article 81, it's clearly tamper-proof, not free and fair. Because we talk of accurate, verifiable.
But for it to be
accurate and verifiable, it means that it's a tamper-proof election where we cannot even estimate. It's not a question of being fair. It's a question of doing something that is mathematically accurate.
But so, isn't the fairness on the process that leads to the
outcome? What I'm trying to get at is this, that the election anticipated under our constitution is a digital election where human intervention is minimal. The way it happens in Brazil, the way it happens in India, with those billions, and they do it in a matter of hours, and are done. So we need a digital election in Kenya. That's why when our Supreme Court, for a presidential dispute, they're only given 14 days to make a determination because
fair enough.
It's supposed to be a digital election, but we are stuck on paper, on paper ballots alone. If we want that through, then we shall be able to achieve a tamper-proof election that once it is done, anybody with a dispute, we just go to the record and you'll see the record and we'll tell you this thing was cooked.
Fair enough, Senator, and because of the interest of time, perhaps two last questions. One, you are among people who want to replace the president, vie for the presidency. You will tell us whether that is true or I'm asserting my own judgments on that. But there is the question of a divided opposition, each party wanting to field its candidate. Some of the names are Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, Martha Karua. Why not form a formidable opposition?
And that's why, first of all, I want to answer the first question. Yes, I'm vying for the presidency. I have an exploratory committee which is going out. And so far, they've done 31 counties. I'm left with 16. And the verdict is virtually that the preliminary report is that I should vie because the ground is supportive. Now, apart from that, the question of uniting the opposition is being cast within the mold of what happened under the old constitution when Moi, I think, had about 25 or 30% of the ballot and he won. In the current constitution, you must have 50 plus 1, 50% plus one.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how many candidates there are. Two, I want to engage at the level of policy.
Yes.
And the only person I've seen trying to come up with something close to policy is Rigiji when he talks of one term.
Yes.
But now one term also ends with one term. After one term, what happens? So I would like to see not necessarily a convergence of faces, but a convergence of a clear policy framework for moving this country.
And if there is a need for convergence of those faces, are you willing to back any of those candidates?
If somebody comes up with a position like the one I have, for example, I'm saying the budget must become the only tool for distributing resources in the country, not the president. So that when you become an MP, you have got the power to put the agenda of your people on the budget. If somebody is saying that, I agree. If somebody is saying that we must separate the treasury from the president so that the president does not run the treasury like his pocket money, so that where the president is, everybody is begging for this, begging for that, I will agree. If we say that we must have elections that terminate at the constituency, I will agree. If we say that we must have a sovereign wealth fund established so that we can save money for future generations, I will agree. But if somebody just says that come together so that we just simply kick Ruto out, so that we can replace Ruto with another Ruto, I'm not with them.
And finally, Senator, in 1 or 2 seconds, what are the mathematical chances, in your view, of Okiya the 6th?
I think where things stand is very, very real. And I'm seeing I'm looking at 70%.
Way above the required 50%
70%,
plus 1.
Yeah, I'm looking at 70%.
And where does that confidence come from?
What I'm doing on the ground.
Which is?
I have a team going around. I've got, in fact, we are releasing something called Identity very soon. This is by the Gen Z to go and spread the message, do political education. We have people who are doing town halls and stuff, and the needs positive. And people have understood that the economy, and nothing else but the economy, is the primary issue we must address in the country today. And so I've got full confidence. When shove comes to push, I will emerge victorious.
We are talking of an election, Senator, 807 days ahead. Of course, we will host you many times in the future. Thank you for your time tonight.
Welcome.
On TV 47. Remember,
Thank you for the
part
chance.
Of this discussion. Send us a message on 22047. Let's get to the world of business.